Andrew Giuliani, candidate for governor, Republican primary, and Rudy Giuliani, greatest mayor in our lifetime, have assembled with yours truly, Curtis Sliva, who's a Republican mayoral candidate this last time around against Eric Adams, to protest what is clearly an attempt by Lee Zeldin, Republican candidate for governor, to not give the opportunity to determine who the Republican candidate should be against the Democrat winner in their primary process, to give the opportunity to the other candidates so that each of the registered voters out there who are Republicans can make their own choice. And so this is voter suppression of the worst type.
In reviewing these challenges, it is obvious to us, it is so blatant that we will be on the ballot. There is no contesting that we have 15,000 registered Republicans statewide. That is conceded by the challenge. The only thing that is being challenged is that we have 13 of the 26 congressional districts. They are claiming that we only have 11 of the 26. The basis of that argument is saying that 2 of our witnesses are not registered Republicans. And it takes 5 minutes to triple confirm them. We have those hard documents from the Board of Elections. I think you will see that very, very soon the clerk will decide that we will be on the ballot, because they are questioning about 5,000 signatures that they are claiming are not from registered Republicans, are not witnessed by registered Republicans. They are witnessed by registered Republicans. So ladies and gentlemen, the last 11 months I have been telling you that this is about the 2.9 million registered Republicans having a voice, not a party leader who made a backroom deal in Albany to cut out all of the registered New Yorkers, the registered Republicans in New York. I am happy to say that there will be a primary on June 28th, that we will have a choice, and that we will have a decision. 3 of the 4 objectors actually misspelt the name Giuliani. They spelt it G-U-I-L-I-A-N-I. Now, I don't know about you guys. Do you know if there's an Andrew H. Giuliani running for governor?
Maybe he is. Maybe he is. We got to concentrate on it.
Yeah.
He may be a tougher candidate than Zeldin.
Who knows? Who knows? I have not seen it yet.
Speaker.
But maybe there is an Andrew H. Giuliani running around the state who is running for governor. If he is, then I will let him know that he is being objected to by 3 of the 4 people who I believe intended to be objecting to myself. Now, another connection that I think is very important to put out. We have been told by the Zeldin camp that there is no connection at all between Team Zeldin and the objectors. Well, one of the objectors actually was a law school classmate and donor to Congressman Zeldin. No connection, huh? Another one, a different person, was actually wished happy birthday by the chairman of the New York GOP, ironically enough, on the same day that I announced my candidacy. So I'm sure there is no connection there whatsoever.
Are they 2 who made their 3,000 or 4,000 false statements?
They are connected to the over 3,000 false statements in the fact that they are claiming that and defaming one of our witnesses, 2 of our witnesses that are actually registered Republicans. They are saying that they are not. It is obvious to prove within 90 seconds that they are registered Republicans. And a couple other things, because I don't want to miss this. When they issued Rob Astorino's specific challenges yesterday, I know this is a little inside baseball, but this is very, very easy to see. They actually forgot to take my name off of Rob Astorino's specific challenges. What does that tell you? It tells you that there's a template, and this is being run out of actually one specific area. So they made the mistake that that probably a 3rd grader would not make. And they actually, instead of saying at one point in the 2nd page, Roman numeral 2, continuing to be consistent with Astorino, they go in with Giuliani. Now, funny enough, the witness actually that they are objecting to being a registered Republican is Italian also. That's 3 Italians. I mean, can they not spell Italian names? Is that what we're dealing with over here?
They probably never took Latin.
I guess not. We need to make sure that we cut out party politics as usual. I think Republican voters are starting to see a very stark contrast between Andrew Giuliani and Lee Zeldin. In Andrew Giuliani, they're going to get somebody that's going to bring a wrecking ball to Albany, that is not going to be owned by anybody when he gets in there, that's going to work every single day for the 19.5 million New Yorkers. And Congressman Zeldin, they are going to get somebody who who is going to be completely owned, and we have seen this time and time again, who's going to be owned by the people who put him there. And unfortunately, I think you're going to see more and more Cuomo-esque politics. As Mayor Giuliani said, he believed that Andrew Cuomo would be a great president. This is very Cuomo-esque in style. I never thought that he would actually take this tactic, but I guess I obviously was mistaken. So the truth is, we can have politics as usual, or we can have somebody that's going to come into Albany and clean this up.
I believe that most Republicans in this state realize that we have to reform the state. We have to change it. We can't operate the way it's operating now at 2.5 times the budget of Florida with the corruption that we have. We have a governor who's doing a stadium that's going to end up costing us $4 billion because it benefits her husband. And the crooked media that covers up for Democrats doesn't make that point. So we're going to have to make that point. That's politics as usual. I mean, that's essentially what Biden did. You should take a look at the family members of these Democrats and how much money they get, and you'll get an idea of the corruption that goes on. So we need somebody who's going to be different in Albany. If we're going to change it, Zeldin's no different. Zeldin comes from Albany. When he was in Albany, he made deals with Cuomo. He made deals with Cuomo.
City, asshole.
Obviously, she has a very, very wide and very, very distinguished vocabulary.
I think she was talking to Mayor Adams over there.
Oh, I don't know, but I mean, she has a wonderful vocabulary. She probably was educated in one of the poor schools that we have in New York City. But the reality is that Zeldin is no different. Our party should be different. First of all, let's be honest. They filed a petition that is thoroughly dishonest. It's a thoroughly dishonest petition. It has at least 3,000 false statements. They must think we're fools. They must think you're fools and we're fools that we're not going to find that this man is actually a Republican. They want to throw somebody off the ballot based on an allegation that the witness was not a Republican. An allegation made 3,000 times, and the man is a Republican. All you have to do is check any one of the 3 data sources and you can find out.
There are actually 2 convicted felons, John Haggerty and Tom Spargo, who Zeldin is using to run his election integrity. This is crooked politics as usual over here. But again, I want to finish off on a positive note. For all those New Yorkers who came out and volunteered and worked for us to get over 25,000 signatures over a cold month of March all across this great state, you are going to have a choice on June 28th. You're going to have a choice whether you want politics as usual, corruption, or whether you're going to want somebody that's going to come into Albany with a wrecking ball to change the place for good. So ladies and gentlemen, when you go to the polls on June 28th, I think you want to make sure that you go for somebody who's going to make sure that we change Albany from the ground up, not who's going to be changed when they get into it.
He's got to sit down with the governor, and he's got to basically tell the governor, I'm not going to support you if you don't get this bail thing changed. She's very vulnerable right now. He's got political leverage. He should use it for our benefit, not his. And he should say, I'm not going to support you if you don't get bail changed. And then he should go through the 2 leaders and tell them the same thing. That's what I used to do when I was mayor. Remember, I ended up supporting Mario Cuomo. I mean, I would do anything I had to do for the people of the city that was honest. My political party was second. And what they wanted was second. In his case, his political party is first, second, third, and fourth. He just told us that Biden is a great president. Now, you can't constantly lie to people and expect to get their confidence. You say something like that and people say, oh, he's a typical politician. Or he says he's going to have a plain clothes unit. He puts them in uniform because they pressure him. He's done nothing to reduce crime yet.
Let's take a look. Governor Spitzer, obviously what happened with Cuomo. Now with Hochul, literally her first major appointment, her lieutenant governor gets arrested for campaign finance fraud. And now at the same time, she is profiting, her family, her husband is profiting off of this Buffalo Bills stadium deal. This is typical Albany, and unfortunately, in Zeldin, you're going to get more of the same in all this. That's why he thought Andrew Cuomo would be a good president. He is taking a similar tack to him. What I can promise New Yorkers is this: they are always going to have me available to them. I will not run and hide from them. I am happy to take all questions, good, tough, indifferent, whatever it may be. And what I can tell you is every single day, I am going to ask myself and my staff, when we get in the office, early, by the way, when we get in the office, not de Blasio time, real time, when we get in the office, what are we going to do to make New Yorkers' quality of life better? When we leave the office, what did we do today to make New Yorkers' quality of life better?